The government knows things are going to get crazy. In fact, I had a quote in here and I thought better of it and I took it out. But when this all started to go down, the IRS, when we went into the shutdown around March, April, and I was talking to the IRS executives because of the New England Rep Conference, right? We're planning, we're going to do it virtual. We got to set up, to record the interviews. They told me about this change that they were going to be making. And I ended up talking, I don't want to name her. She's a former revenue officer, but she is in the office with the executives now in collection policy. And we were talking about what I'm about to tell you. And she told me, she said, Eric, just from the meetings, and this is the quote, this shit's going to get real. Now, what I mean by that to interpret is there's going to be an explosion in cases that the government simply cannot handle. They do not have the people to enforce their way out of this. So let's talk about this. One of the easiest things that the government, one of the things that the government has made easy for taxpayers is if you want to pay, you can just pay. Now, they have some guidance on this. And so prior to 2012, there's always been this thing called a streamlined installment agreement. What a streamlined installment agreement is you could pick up the phone or go online and just set up an agreement. Now, there are thresholds. So prior to 2012, if you owe $25,000 or less and could full pay within 60 months, you could do a streamlined. In 2012, under the Fresh Start Initiative, when they made all those changes to collection, it went to $50,000 over 72 months. And again, this is both for the field and for the campuses. In 2016, as they're getting better and better at going after non-filers, as the inventory keeps climbing and climbing and climbing, the field, meaning the revenue officers, they to this day are still $50,000 over 72 months. That has not changed. But for the campuses, Automated Collection Services, ACS, they did a pilot program in 16, continued it through 17, then made it permanent in 18, where they increased to $100,000 over 84 months. So what I mean by that is if your client, up through 19, owed $100,000 or less and could full pay within 84 months, you don't have to submit a 433, a financial, none of that. Go online or pick up the phone and you can set up your agreement right then and there. Done. Okay. March 31st of 2020, they increase it to $250,000 over the CSED. Now, what's CSED? CSED, collection statute expiration date. All right, there's 10 years to collect the tax. All right, I'm not sure if you're aware of that. If you haven't been through any of our training, you should do that. But basically collection, there's an assessment, right? That the liability gets assessed. That triggers the beginning of the 10-year collection statute. Right? Now, if the liability is a year or two old, you don't have full 10 years left. You may have less. But if you owe $250,000 or less and can full pay over the CSED, over what's left on the collection statute, they will set it up automatically. Done. All right? This is one of those simple things that you can make easy money doing. All right? Really, I did a program a few months ago for an hour on a lunch where I talked about 2 simple ways to just make easy money representing and helping taxpayers. This is one of them. All right? Why does the government do that? I mean, what do you think is going through the government's mind? Look at the jump from 100 to 250 at the beginning of the pandemic. As my friend said, this stuff's going to start getting real. They believe the inventory is going to go through the roof, right? People are going to come in and just not be able to pay, right? I can tell you right now, we got kind of quiet in August. We're going gangbusters. Now, come October, when people finally, when the rubber meets the road and the deadline is in front of them, we're getting slammed with phone calls right now. In fact, I just hired 2 more people, right? It's getting crazy.